quick disclaimer before I continue on with the list. As objective as I tried to be with the films I saw this year and placing them in the best and worst of my year list, there's still going to be my own personal taste that does factor into what does and does not make the cut. I did not see everything that came out from 2016, but at this point I did see over 160 movies that were released from this year alone. That is not including full seasons that were released on Netflix, or alternate editions and extended cuts that were released on Blu-ray and video, which I may or may not have seen as well. Out of everything that was released this year, I did miss a select some that had really good word of mouth, such as Arrival, La La Land, Allied, Moonlight, Edge of 17, Manchester by the Sea, Fences, Patriots Day, and Silence, to name a few. So, if I do get around to those, my top list might change, or even my bottom list in the future. But as of right now, this is what remains. Also, my list will not resemble your list, or anyone else's for that matter. You may say one movie should be higher on the list or doesn't deserve to be on it at all. I might say you're an asshole. This is simply what I felt were the standouts of 2016 and deserve to be mentioned and included in a top of the year list. Also, I did extend the list from top 10 to top 15 just because I felt like some of them really did deserve to get more of a mention, and I didn't have the heart to leave it out, and neither did Moo Moo. Yes, that's my dog's name, Moo Moo. I did not name her. Love her all the same. Sometimes. Alright, for better or worse, here we go with my favorites of 2016. Number 15, Captain America: Civil War. I know I'm probably gonna get shit for having this movie so low on the list, but that shouldn't detract from the fact that this is a very solid flick. Possibly one of the best superhero films to date, objectively speaking. This does everything right that Batman v Superman tried to do and failed. It touches on themes of morality, whether these people with the abilities to help save the world should be kept in check, or should they be the ones to make the tough calls rather than leaving it in the hands of the government. They have inner turmoil with the characters and the conflict between them all without feeling forced or cramming motivations into one movie, much like how Batman v Soup handled itself. This has all that with well done, serious moments, as well as the fun, lighthearted moments that we've come to know Marvel Studios to encompass by now. The action was great, the characters were well-rounded, and the story was engrossing. Low on the list, but still all around a great sit. Number 14, Don't Breathe. One of the most intense films of the year. Three youths break into a blind Stephen Lang's house, and it turns out he's crazy. And the movie is Lane hunting these three down while they struggle to survive. That is all I need in a movie. This was such an intense and unpredictable film, to the point where I thought the movie's title should have been Can't Breathe, because I legitimately felt as though I couldn't in certain sequences. As much of a fan as I was of Fede Alvarez's last film, the remake of Evil Dead, this one was truly a great suspenseful piece of filmmaking. In an age where it seems most horror movies must be based around ghosts, haunted houses, or exorcisms of some kind, it is good to finally get some variety in our horror movies again. And not just the PG-13 slasher movies we get occasionally for the teeny boppers. I can't believe that's a thing. This film is well made, well acted, smartly written, and downright intense for about 90 minutes. If it sounds like your cup of tea, then I highly recommend checking it out. Number 13, Pete's Dragon. Now we have come to a radical turn from horror, and we've made it into Disney territory. But in my defense, this was Disney at some of its finest. Out of all the Disney live-action remakes they have been dispensing like candy for the last few years, this was probably the best, or at the very least my favorite. The relationship between Pete and Elliot had me so invested in the story that by the end I was practically in tears just screaming at the screen. God damn it, just let them get back together and be happy. Make it to the woods, make it to the woods. For the love of fucking God, make it to the woods. It had a lot of gut-wrenching moments in it I was not expecting to feel. Anything that can kick my ass emotionally on the level that this film did, I believe deserves to be included in the best of the year. Number 12, Moana. Yes, folks, we're still riding that Disney train for this list. This movie may not have hit me on the emotional level quite as much as Pete's Dragon did, but this still had so much to it that made this more of an entertaining sit while incorporating plenty of that raw Disney emotion we grew up on. The story is something we've all seen before. Young girl, Moana, who is the daughter of the chief of their tribe, needs to set out on an adventure to save their people. Father doesn't approve of it, but she sets sail anyways. Along the way, she meets up with someone she needs to accomplish the goal, but they don't get along, and the movie basically has them slowly learning to work together. You've seen this before. The difference here, though, is that they do things very clever. There is weight and real charisma to these characters. I didn't just like these characters, I loved these characters. Even cliches like the father doesn't want his daughter going out on crazy adventures and wants her to stay where it's safe has a legitimate reason to it that the movie briefly explores. And the songs. Wow, the songs are so freaking catchy. I still have a few of them bouncing around in my head, and I haven't seen the movie in probably over a month now. The animation alone is some of the best I've ever seen. Truly gorgeous visuals and color. I can't wait to own this movie so I can appreciate it even more. This is a must-see if you consider yourself a fan of animation or Disney. I can already tell that this will be a household movie for everyone in the years to come.
Really? Blow dart in my butt cheek.
Number 11, Sausage Party. Okay, we're still in an animation phase, but in a completely different direction now. Think of this movie as Toy Story. Only if there was a shit ton of vulgarity and sex and disturbing violence, and was ultimately an allegory for religion. Yes, this movie is raunchy. Most likely the raunchiest movie I've seen in a while. But this movie also has some of the cleverest writing about faith, God, and religion that I've seen in a while too. I can understand why some may not like or even hate this movie, but I found it completely entertaining and smarter than what most people have given it credit for. Equating the food's perspective to how society thinks of heaven and God and how we also deal with religion and the differences between most of them. Because of the way it delved into those themes, this made the movie much more than simply a gimmick of having cute food characters cursing. This was, to me anyways, genius satire on the inanimate objects coming to life idea, combined with religious social commentary. You can say I read too deep into the film all you want. I say this is a non-perishable motherfucker.
The pipes are coming. Oh, Jesus, fuck! Oh, gummy skin! She's peeling me fucking skin! Fuck!
Alright, those were my picks from 15 through 11. Stay tuned because the rest of the list will be coming soon.
Look who's here, there's the boy I'm mad about. Oh my dear, when he's near, I just feel like